Hello everybody, I'm Shader and today I'm gonna teach y'all how to actually play Dead by Daylight Mobile. And I thought, what's the best character to use in this quote-unquote tutorial? Well, of course he's gonna be the Blended. Also, hi Meg. Now, here's the catch. I actually cut away some of the footage because it was very long. It was a very long game and it would be very boring to watch. So I'm just gonna showcase some of the more important moments, like right here where Fang just blows up the generator. Now, this is something that all survivors should do. It's something so underrated. Blowing up the generator is actually good because it does mainly two things. One, it lets the killer know your actual location so you can farm some bonus points and do some chases so you can pipe up. Second, it actually stunts the progress of the generator, thus making the game last longer. See, in this instance, Fang is trying to go for a rescue, but I'm just like, nah. Gens before friends, like all rank 1 do. Which is a total joke, by the way. This is a mistake that I keep on doing, just going for gens instead of bolting across the map right in front of the killer and trying to help my teammates. When somebody gets hooked, downed, or just hit in general, you should be bolting across the map and trying to help them out. You should never be doing gens. That's the bane of all survivors. Gens are your goddamn bane. Never do them. In no situation you should be doing a gen. Doing a gen just speeds up the game and you're losing valuable points that you could be farming while, getting a chase with your friend or doing some other fun stuff. This is another mistake that I keep on doing, which is basically just looking around. As a survivor, you should never actually look around. You should be staring at a wall or a gen or a barrel, anything but the direction that a killer might come from or the possible entries or exits from a loop or anything of the source. Now here I dropped a pallet instantly because that's something that you should always be doing. Never save the pallets. Always drop them as soon as you can because that's gonna help you in the long run, and that's also gonna help your team. Blinding the killer is a proven way of making sure that he tunnels you as much as possible. And remember, the more he tunnels you, the more he loves you. This is another tactic that I love employing, which is basically, if you don't know what you're doing, how is the killer supposed to know? In this instance, I didn't know what I was gonna do in that loop. I just went right down there and he didn't know I was gonna do that, and I managed to get away scot-free for some odd reason. That's the beauty of this tactic. It works every single time. 90% of 20%, it just works on every single killer. Not really sure what to use this footage for, so I'm just gonna talk about how much I love Dead by Daylight Mobile. The reason why I love it so much, it's because it's so well optimized. It runs on every single phone. It's so well built that I haven't come across any bugs yet whatsoever, and that's seriously impressive. Another thing that I love about Dead by Daylight Mobile is the lack of bots. Every single game that I got into was full of real people, real survivors, and real killers. And that's really surprising. And in this footage, I'm not really sure what a killer was doing. Maybe he was praying to Jesus. Maybe he was doing some other bullshit in the background. I'm not really sure. Here comes my favorite part, and this is a big lesson to be learned. As a survivor, you should always run away after getting unhooked. Even if the killer is not close to you, you should always run away, at least for 2 miles before stopping between 2 goddamn trees, providing no coverage whatsoever. This is done in order to confuse the killer and the survivor as well. Gotta confuse the body, am I right? Another big piece of advice would be to try to get yourself hooked as many times as humanly possible. You only live once, and it would be a goddamn shame if you didn't go on that hook at least 3 times before you manage to get away. If you do manage to get away from 3 hooks, that is. As a survivor, you should never save the god pallet. You should always drop it down because reasons. Once you get yourself in a chase, always try to run in a straight line as much as possible. Don't stick to buildings, don't stick to loops, no 180s or 360s. Always run in a straight line, and never ever do this because you're gonna get yourself smacked. The reason why I got smacked right there, it's not because this person is a bot. I don't know what happened. Don't do this, it's dumb. Flashlights don't work all the time. Even if you blind a person, they can still see. It's not because they're a bot. Totally not. At this point in time, I kinda ran out of things to talk about when it comes to Dead by Daylight Mobile. So instead, I'm just gonna talk about my own personal favorite pancake recipe. To be honest, I only use carbonated water instead of regular water and milk because it makes the texture so much fluffier than regular water does or milk, and I just love the taste so much more. Now, for all the ingredients that I'm using, it's about 250 milliliters of carbonated water, 3 eggs, and 200 grams of flour. That's what I use for my batch of pancakes. It really comes out very nicely at the end. And to top it all off, I sometimes make traditional British pancakes, which are made with lemon and sugar. You just squeeze the lemon on top of it and add some sugar. I've come to realize that even bots love tunneling, and I honestly feel humbled by their display of affection towards me. I don't have any words to describe the happiness that I'm feeling at the moment, and I am genuinely humbled. This is the last stretch of the game, and I just decided to go back for the person that just got hooked and try to save them. I didn't have any plans going into this, but I don't think the killer had any plans either. My flashlight just ran out, and I was just left with my own two hands doing this kind of stuff. I don't really know what to say in my defense. I'm really smooth brained and I honestly don't know what I'm doing. I've only been playing this game for 14 days and it's been a joy. Yeah, I honestly love it.